Hi there, and welcome to week 7. This week, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, as we get started on week seven's work. Um, the text is full of great information. Um, Now, I'm going to talk to you from Anna Maria Valero's content, her book on developing women leaders, a guide for men and women in organization. And I love the chart from the Center for Creative Leadership. And there were 5 things for understanding the issues faced by high achieving women. And I love this because it does point to the same thing these women are experiencing. This book was written in 2009, but here we are in 2021, and we're still dealing with some of the same thing for women. Authenticity is, which is the degree to which you feel you are your true self. And a lot of women can't be their true self. And someone who is authentic has a good understanding of their priorities and their emotion. And it's hard to really develop as a leader if you feel you must hide much of who you are, such as your values, your style, your preferences, because you need to fit a certain model. And at different points in life, many women go through some soul searching about really who they are and who they want to be and what they want to do in the context of the acceptable leadership styles in the organization in which they work. And last week, I sent you a video, I posted a video that I did on an article I wrote and put on LinkedIn, the sandwich spread effect. And this is a lot of what I'm talking about when we talk about the sandwich spread effect. You got to know which toppings, which ingredients to put on. You just can't just go in and the way that you may want to go in to manage. And then there's the connections, which refers to the human need to be close to other humans, family, friends, community, and coworkers. So relationships have been seen as a strength for women and connection. However, a lot of times it's hard for the women to really connect to the right relationships within that organization, and they have to go outside the organization to connect. So connection is important because it's been associated with the qualities traditionally considered feminine. As women, we connect. And I know that the guys connect a lot too. But as women, we connect. We use that. We use our relationships to help us to think through things. Now, agency refers to the desire to have control over one's life. I don't. When you have agency, you have control over what's going on. What motivates us to take the initiative to achieve and to be self-sufficient. Historically, agency has been associated with the qualities traditionally considered masculine. And we still have this challenge with agent, and that's why the sandwich spread effect that I talked to you a lot about last week allows you to understand what capacity of what road you must travel down based on the environment, the culture, and what's going on within that culture from an agency perspective. Now, wholeness, as mentioned in the chapter, is the desire to feel complete and integrated as a human being. A critical task for high achieving women is to weave various roles and identities into a meaningful whole. And this is what we do as women. The week before that, I talked about the different hats and stuff that women have to wear as a woman and the levels in which the woman goes through at various stages of her life. So that commitment to multiple roles is associated with a psychological well-being, life satisfaction, and life acceptance. For me, for example, I use myself as an example. I play various different roles, and I think it allows me some sanctity, believe it or not. Some may not see it, but I see that sanctity as an avenue to help me to peruse through those things that I have to peruse through in a given day as a mother, as a caregiver, as a writer, as a grandparent, as the many roles that I have had to play or continue to play. And you drop off one and another one picks up, or the level of one goes down a little bit and the next level comes up a lot. So the demands of the business world, and its insensitivity to caregiving needs to make this hard to achieve, makes this harder to achieve. And then, along those veins, wholeness. We are whole people. When anyone comes as a student, you have to deal with the whole. As a worker, you have to deal with the whole, because a person is just not one part, it's a whole. And that whole includes all the various aspects of their life. Even though we're not here to get involved in those individual things they have, but that wholeness impacts their ability to be able to perform their role effectively sometimes. And so self clarity is the ability to understand your own motives and behaviors. Self clarity allows, really, the individual to grow by enabling that individual to recognize their values and show agentic behavior, to live authentically and to make choices that produce feelings of wholeness. And sometimes we're stuck between a rock and a hard place as a woman. And it makes it hard for us to decide which way to go. And that rock, sometimes we have three rocks, and we may choose the rock of home at that time. And that rock of home could really severely impact us. The rock at work, because that rock at work needs us at the same time the rock at home needs us. And then the rock in our relationships is competing with that rock at work and that rock at home. And so it's a lot sometimes, I know. But as women, we have to master a set of skills that make it possible for us to manage and lead successfully in the various contexts and complex environments that we find ourselves within. So that is it. And I look forward to us working together and hearing your thoughts. This week, we're going to talk about two entrepreneurs and the struggles and the challenges they've gone through. I do think an entrepreneur is different than someone working in an organization. I have seen that when I reach out to people for interviews, I can get more interviews from entrepreneurs than I could, or people in academia, than I could from people who are not in academia, who are working in a company. And they must be very selective about who they allow to interview them, how they go about being interviewed, and things of that nature. So this is we're talking about a lot, and I'm glad again that I have the opportunity to discuss this and work with you and read your thought process on women in leadership. So that's it for this week. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in our discussions.